Good evening. We start this evening with a disturbing story out of New Mexico. That's where a judge has granted bail to 5 suspects charged with child abuse after they were discovered keeping 11 children on a fortified compound in the town of Amalia. Now, prosecutors are revealing disturbing evidence in the case which suggests the group had violent plans for the children. RT correspondent Anya Parampil joins us now with more on the story. Anya?
Yes, Scotty. Judge Sarah Backus ruled on Monday that the 5 adults charged with child abuse last week may now be released on restricted bail. That's if they can each come up with the hefty sum of $20,000 each, that is. The suspects, 3 women and 2 men, are accused of keeping 11 children, ages 1 to 15, in an underground compound, which the local sheriff described as, quote, the saddest living conditions and poverty he'd ever seen. Authorities raided the compound on August 3rd after they received a tip that children were starving at the location. They found the children emaciated and surrounded by loaded rifles and handguns. Taos County Sheriff Jerry Hografe said a search warrant was granted specifically in the search for 3-year-old Abdul Ghani Wahaj, who had been missing from his Atlanta home since November of last year. He was last seen with his father, who recently returned from a trip to Saudi Arabia. Abdul's father, Siraj Wahaj, was apprehended at the compound along with his current wife, 2 sisters, and his brother-in-law. On top of child abuse charges, he is separately accused of kidnapping Abdul Ghani from his ex-wife, though tragically his son was not among the 11 children found alive. On August 6th, authorities announced that they discovered the body of a toddler in a tunnel, a 40-yard tunnel, which was hand-dug beneath the compound. The boy was discovered on what would have been his 4th birthday. The other 11 children are currently being held in protective custody. Police have questioned the older children and testified they told authorities Abdul Ghani died in the spring during what was described as a religious ceremony held to cast demons out of the boy's body. Abdul Ghani's mother warned back in December that her son suffered from seizures and chronic illness that required constant medical treatment. According to police, in New Mexico, his father would read the Quran and place his hand on Abdul Ghani's forehead while the child seized. Prosecutors said one of the suspects, Janie Levielli, believed God told her the dead boy would return to earth as Jesus Christ and lead the group in violent attacks against schools and other government buildings she characterized as corrupt institutions. According to investigators, the older children were given weapons and training. Jason Badger, who owns the property rented by the suspects, returned last week to what he described as a scene of absolute filth.
It's just filthy. I mean, it's just so much worse than even on a camera. Just being here, just the smell. It's horrible.
Badger says he alerted authorities back in spring that the missing child could be located on the property after he and his wife discovered a warrant was out for their tenant's arrest. The FBI began surveilling the location in May, but did not conduct a search until August 3rd. 3 of the suspects are the children of a New York imam, also named Siraj Wahaj. He says he'd not spoken with his son since 2017, nor his daughters for several months. 9 of the children rescued from the compound are his biological grandchildren. Defense attorneys say the weapons discovered on the compound were legally purchased, and they argue, Scotty, that their clients were merely practicing their religion.
Anya, what happens now to the 5 individuals now that bail has been set?
Well, 4 of the suspects are expected to be released on house arrest with an ankle bracelet, while Siraj Wahaj will remain in custody due to an existing fugitive warrant out against him in Georgia.
Very disturbing.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.